Hello and welcome to Cherries Red Army. We hope you're having a fantastic start to the week wherever you are in the world. It's our latest watch along. This is a show that normally John Spark does a fantastic job with, but you've got me this evening. Where are you? Who's joining us? Let us know in the interactive chat because we are live on YouTube and Twitter. And it's a big game for the Cherries. Massive respect to those Bournemouth fans that have gone to London today. It seems to be a cold Wednesday night, but opportunity for Premier League points. Will definitely go through it. With regards to Cherries Red Army, thank you for the continued support. We're getting so close to 1,900 subscribers. So if you're new around here, please do subscribe to the channel. If you are a subscriber, you'll be able to interact. We're going to look at those lineups, and throughout the game, I want to get your thoughts because you might be watching the game on a device and you might be joining us right here with me, and I'm very happy to have your company. Smash the like button, that helps the video grow, so much appreciating with that. If you're watching this back on replay after the game's aired, massive respect to you as well, so also hit the like button. I don't want to waste too much time because the lineups came out at 6:30, and let's get stuck into the lineups. We will dive into the finer details of the lineups, but straight in the interactive chat, what are you thinking about that Bournemouth lineup? I'll go through both teams, then we'll have a look at the finer details and how it might match up in game at 7:30. In goal for Crystal Palace is Sam Johnston. Tyrick Mitchell, Gahey, Anderson and Joel Ward is the back four. Schlupp comes in for Crystal Palace. Chris Richards in midfield with former AFC Bournemouth player Jefferson Lerma. Jordan Ayew playing higher up for Crystal Palace, along with Michael Elise, who's probably their biggest threat, and Edouard. No Eze, which is good news for us Cherries. For AFC Bournemouth, it's one change from the side that got a 2-2 draw against Aston Villa on Saturday. It's Neto in goal. Adam Smith right back, Sabani, Senesi keeping that partnership going. Kirkes, who got an assist for Dom Solanke's goal for the second goal on Saturday. Ryan Christie, Lewis Cook, again, a good combination that's working well. Antoine Semenyo, Justin Kluivert, Luis Sinistera is the one change for Tavernier, and Dom Solanke. So straight in the chat, how are you feeling about the lineups? Would really like to know. Also, let's just dive into the chat and see who's joining us. We've got AFC Bournemouth, Germany. How are you? Hope you're doing well. John Spark is here. He is here. He's not here on the screen, but he's in the interactive chat. Enjoy, Kirk. We'll come back afterwards to see your reactions. Looking forward to it. Lee Sibley, thank you for all your comments on the videos recently. Thank you for joining us. We've also got Mikey. How are you doing? And it's going to be an interesting game, isn't it? Let me just see if I can improve my signal a little bit. That's just dropped out. And let's take a look, shall we, at the matchup, the preview notes. That's really interesting for us right now. Crystal Palace against AFC Bournemouth. Crystal Palace are currently 13th in the Premier League. We are 16th. Crystal Palace have won 4 games this season. We won 3. 4 draws each, 6 losses for Palace, 7 losses for AFC Bournemouth. The form guide is in our favour. We've got 10 points out of a possible 15 in our recent fixtures. We've got 3 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw. Crystal Palace in a little bit of sticky form at the moment. 2 losses against Everton and Luton. West Ham United, they got a draw late at the weekend. So that's an interesting game for us because we don't score many goals against Crystal Palace. In fact, we haven't scored in the last 4 fixtures. That might include an EFL Cup game, or that might be 5 with an EFL Cup game. So we really struggle of late in recent years against Crystal Palace. But their form is a little bit hit and miss at the moment. Let's go back to the lineups then and see if we can really break this down for AFC Bournemouth. I'm glad that Andoni Iraola's kept the theme of a side that's doing well. We were so close to getting the 3 points against Aston Villa. They equalised late. But in the main, the 11 players, stroke, Lloyd Kelly obviously got injured against Sheffield United. I've been working really hard for Andoni Iraola. It's seeming to click. We've got combinations in midfield with Christie and Lewis Cook. We've got partnerships with Zabani and Senesi. Justin Kluivert's very much taken his opportunity. But Sinistera's had some really good cameos. So I'll come into interactive chat in a moment. But this is a big opportunity for Luis Sinistera to take his chance, because is he an impact player that can come on when the game's stretched or when we're in the lead and the opposition are trying to equalise and it opens up pockets and space? Because he's really come into his own a little bit of late, Sinisterra. He's got real skill, needs to improve on his finishing a little bit. Got the goal at Manchester City, but he knows he should have had more goals from here. I suppose the big question is, does Sinisterra start off the right or off the left? I'm expecting Sinisterra to play off the left and go up against Joe Ward. That's what I'm expecting to see. But I wouldn't be against seeing Semenyo go against Joel Ward, because Semenyo is very direct, he's very quick, he's very bullish, and that might be a bit of a challenge for Ward, where Tyrick Mitchell's a little bit younger, maybe a little bit more enthusiastic, so the skill of Sinisterra could really work well against Mitchell. What we have got, though, in that front three behind Dom Solanke is three players that can interchange and interlink. And please change it, Andoni. Please allow him to have that freedom to move, because we know Kluivert naturally came to the club as a winger. He's doing very well behind Dom, but he can switch. Semenyo can go off the right. Sinisterra can go off the left. And what that does for Roy Hodgson and Crystal Palace is it keeps them thinking, because that's what we want to do today. We want to start the game well, like we have done against Newcastle, Sheffield United, Aston Villa. But we want to keep them thinking. We really, really want to make sure we are on it from moment one. Let's just see then what is going on in the chat. So AFC Bournemouth Germany, love seeing Sinisterra starting from the beginning. It's going to give us a lot of answers, I think, AFC Bournemouth Germany. You know, is he an impact player? Can he do it from the start? Or is he a player that can really hurt teams when the game is stretched? I think that's what we're going to find out. Morgan, how are you? Probably no John tonight. He has got commitments that are already in place. I was always going to be alongside him in the watch along if he couldn't make it, but now you've got me and Roy. Hi Kirk, awesome catching up with you at the Villa game in the pub in Edinburgh at the moment, watching you and waiting for the game to start. Roy, fantastic. So Roy is from New Zealand. He's been able to get to Bournemouth and England, and he's going to be watching some Cherries games, and this is fantastic. This is why we do this channel, right? Is to reach out to everyone around the world, give you a platform to have a voice, have your thoughts, and enjoy yourself. Sometimes it's tough, sometimes it's fun. We're in a good moment at the moment. It's really great to see Roy and all the emails that I get and the interactions, the comments. Absolutely love it. 2-1 to the Cherries. We will get those score predictions in a little bit. I want to go back to that form guide then. Let's break that form guide down for you as we get closer to kickoff. So as I said, we are the informed team at the moment, and let's look at it again. So both teams go into this off the back of a draw, but, you know, we probably should have saw away Villa. Dom Solanke had a chance to make it 3-1. Great header from Watkins. I mean, he must have had neck ache on Saturday night. It was a great equaliser, but we probably should have won that. But Crystal Palace are struggling, and they are struggling at home. The problems are coming at home for Crystal Palace, and I want to share you this. Let's look at all of their fixtures to break it down for you. They've had 4 wins against Sheffield United away on opening day. They beat Wolves at home in September. That was their last win at Selhurst Park. They beat Manchester United at Old Trafford, and they beat Burnley. But there's a chance here tonight for Bournemouth, and we should not fear them, because their last 4 games at home have been a loss to Everton, a loss to Tottenham, a draw 0-0 against Nottingham Forest, and another draw against Fulham. I mean, I think there's goals in this game. You look at that and you think that it could be a 0-0. Let's hope not. Let's hope we have some fun. Let's hope we get some... Look, we've been very aggressive in front of goal of late. 2 previous game weeks, we've had the most shots on target of any team in the Premier League. And again, we finished about 3rd in the table of that stat at the weekend. We're very progressive. It's seeming to work. We're not falling apart. We're not just playing in patches. We're playing for long spells. What you will find with this side and this way of playing, especially when you've got 3 games in a week, is it's going to drain you a bit. And that's why we need to be in a really good place after about 60, 65 minutes, make changes. We've got to go to Old Trafford ourselves at the weekend. So we need to make sure that we switch it up, but we get ourselves into a place that we're a goal up, 2 goals up, and we can bring Tavernier on. Because the interesting thing about this is the subs bench as well. And we'll go back to look at the lineups, because There is no Traore on the subs bench. Kilkenny comes in. Now, Traore is really struggling to get himself in this side, in this fixture, in this philosophy and vision of Andoni Iraola. He was signed before Andoni was the head coach, but he is really struggling to get himself in this side. Now, it could be for Traore that he's one of the unwell players. In Andoni's preview, he said that some players were unwell, and it could simply be that. When you look at the bench, though, we've got Mark Travers, Chris Mepham, Marcus Tavernier, Philip Billing, David Brooks, Gavin Kilkenny, and Dango Wutara. We've got a lot of threat on there. Two central midfielders if we need to sort of consolidate ourselves in the second half. That's not seeming to be the Iraola way, but we have got a lot of talent. David Brooks, Philip Billing is probably missing out a little bit here. He's got to get his fire in his belly because Billing's place is not guaranteed anymore the way Justin Kluivert's playing. So Billing's got to come on and make an impact when he gets a chance. Utara's had a few good cameos of late. And Marcus Tavernier, we know, is a fantastic player. For Crystal Palace, you've got former AFC Bournemouth player Nathaniel Klein on the bench. Will Hughes is a good control midfielder who can have an impact potentially for Crystal Palace. But I would say that we go into this game probably, well, we are the informed team, but we should go into this game feeling really, really confident. Our last game was that 2-2 against Aston Villa. We did it against Newcastle with a depleted side. We did it against an out-of-form Sheffield United. But they were saying, could you do it against an informed team? And we did do it, didn't we? We were fantastic at Dean Court. The atmosphere was great. The fans were great. And Andoni kept the winning mentality. Great goals from Semenyo again. His third goal of this league campaign. Good goal from Bailey. Dom Solanke after a Kirkes assist. He's got 7 for the season in the league now. And as I said, that Ollie Watkins header, it was a great equaliser. But yeah, it's hard to take. You take it at the start of the day. We'd have all taken a draw against Aston Villa at the start of the day. But when it hits you in the 90th minute, it does feel like 2 points dropped. But I did enjoy it. And that's what it's all about. We're not going to win Premier Leagues. We're not going to get into Champions League spaces right now. That might be 5-10 years down the road. But we ain't going to win every game. But if we're having fun and it's exciting to watch, win, lose or draw, and knowing that we have to pick up enough wins to stay up and beat the teams around us, which is what we're doing, that's what I'm here for. And I really enjoyed Saturday. As deflating as it was after 95 minutes, I absolutely loved it. I was buzzing. I was out my seat more than I was in it. And that's why Bill Foley switched up and he brought in Iraola. AFC Bournemouth Germany, this stream should take priority. It's absolutely unacceptable. Alan from Brisbane, can't wait for kickoff. He's going for 3-1 to the Cherries. We'll get your score predictions in a moment. AFC Bournemouth again. Ben Youssef, how are you doing? Hope you are doing well. And Luke Andrews also joining us for this stream. Let's get those score predictions in then. Not that one, because that one says a score for Bournemouth versus Crystal Palace. So let me just take the teams out and then we'll get your score predictions in the chat right now. What do you think the score will be at Selhurst Park for match day 14 between AFC Bournemouth and Crystal Palace? There you go. Time for your score predictions. Another player that's doing very, very well at the moment, it's going to be a big game for him, is Ilyai Sabani. Brilliant game against Aston Villa again. He felt a little bit that he let the team down at the end, but I don't think he did. It was a worldy header from Watkins, but Sabani's played every single minute for AFC Bournemouth, 14 Premier League games. His partnership with Senesi feels beautiful, perfect. Senesi is the ball-playing centre-back. Sabani is the tackler, the strength. He gives you height, and he really is coming of age at the moment, Sabani. Team's about to come out very, very soon. Get those score predictions in the chat. But Sabani is coming of age, and it's a big game for him. He's got to deal with Edouard. AU might come off the wing a little bit and see what he can do. But this is a big opportunity for the Cherries. If we can defend well, if Senesi can distribute the ball as well as he's been doing of late, the way he gets us going down the line, the way he brings the ball inside and links up Christie and Lewis Cook, it's a great partnership. And you feel for Chris Mepham, he's been a great servant to this club and he's worked really hard to get himself to become a fantastic defender. But he's not going to break this partnership at the moment. And not even Lloyd Kelly could break the partnership of Senesi and Sabani. And although Lloyd Kelly's a big miss, it's another good game for Kirkes. He went off at the end of that Villa game, probably with cramp, but I thought it was one of Kirkes' best games. I feel that Kirkes will struggle defensively. He's young. He's going to make mistakes. He very much does think ahead, a bit like Charlie Daniels, likes to get on, likes to support the wingers, likes to get overlaps in. I felt his distribution in that first half when he got into the final third let him down a bit. But in the second half, got his head up twice, looked for Dom Solanke, picked him out. Dom Solanke did what he's doing best this season. Teams are out at Selhurst Park. And let's get some score predictions from you guys. Cracker from AFC Bournemouth, Germany, going for a 3-3. Me speaking earlier about Crystal Palace having a few 0-0 games at Selhurst Park. Not from Germany, going 3-3. Sinistera, Solanke and Semenyo. The 3 S's. Luke Andrews is going for Palace 2, AFC Bournemouth 3. Donald's not sure, doesn't know what the score will be. Ben Youssef says, if we win 5-0, we'll leapfrog them. So I reckon 6. Yeah, so we can definitely match them for points. I think we need, as Ben says, 4 or 5 goals to definitely get above them. We'll take a look at the league table throughout the evening. It's me on the watch along today. I know John's really, really good at this. He picks up these shows so well. So credit to John Spark. But yeah, he can't make tonight. I'm picking this one up. Casper is going for 2-1, 2-0. Might be to Crystal Palace. Not sure. So we are a few minutes from kickoff. Do interact with me this evening. Do let me know about other score lines because there are other games going on in the Premier League this evening. Let's have a look at the table because that will also see how things play out this evening. So like Ben said, if we do pick up enough goals tonight and really blow Crystal Palace away, we could jump a few spaces. Forest are playing at Fulham, so that's an interesting tie. So an opportunity for us to pick up a win and also at least climb 1 or 2 or potentially 3 spaces. Sheffield United on 20 points. They've just changed their manager to Chris Wilder. Burnley lost last night to Wolves 1-0. Everton, they are potentially playing tomorrow night. Luton lost narrowly in the last seconds at Kenilworth Road 4-3 to Arsenal. Bournemouth 16th, Nottingham Forest 15th, Fulham 14th, Crystal Palace 13th. And the other games in the Premier League this evening, Brighton against Brentford, Fulham at home to Nottingham Forest, Sheffield United against Liverpool, Aston Villa against Manchester City from 8:15, and Manchester United against Chelsea at 8:15. And we'll keep an eye on those score lines, but please do help me. I'll be trying to keep up with the game, giving you as much information and my thoughts as we go through. But do keep me up together with the scores. What I would say is if I'm slightly behind, don't give away if Bournemouth score or Crystal Palace score. Let's live it together, shall we? So that's the only thing I ask. All the other scores, if they come through to you earlier, let me know and I'll check it out, verify it, and we'll get it on the screen. Lee Sibley is going for the famous Cherries Red Army 3-1. And we have got Casper just confirming that's 2-0 to the Cherries. Mikey's going for 2-1. Got a feeling Christie will score. Got an assist against Aston Villa. We are going to work on this, Ben. We haven't so far, but we are going to look into this, see if we can get a plug-in and see if we can get a scoreboard put up. It's something that me and John have spoken about. It's something that we've had feedback with. We definitely think it's the right thing to do. We just need to get a plug-in that will work. So thank you for that. but I will give you my time of where I am on the scoreboard throughout the game. We are about to kick off. Do smash the like button. Bournemouth are playing in our wavy kit. As we look at the screen, Bournemouth are playing right to left, and we've just kicked off. Christie back to Cliver, who flicks it up just like he did against Aston Villa with a 90-degree kick up in the air, battle for it. And the Cherries already get an early possession with the very, very good Marcos Senesi. So we are 18 seconds into match day 14. And I will keep you up to date with the scoreline. Crystal Palace are in their home kit, blue, red, playing left to right. And we are in our wavy, ceiling textured kit. Are we buying into the kit now? Are we buying into that one? The waves. I feel like it's a grower. I love the yellow and black. It's my favourite one. And the red, I'm very, very happy with. Early chance here. Smith goes for a diagonal to Sinistera. Really good opportunity to get behind Joel Ward. Heavy touch. Early on, within a minute, Sinistera's disappointed because he knows if he got that out of his feet, he would have had the first attempt in this game. Good diagonal from Adam Smith. Joel Ward wasn't really alert. Poor touch from Sinistera. We'll give him that 1 minute into the game. But already it's a positive start from the Cherries. Good win in the air by Adam Smith. Good start on this right-hand side. Dominic Slanky going up against Anderson. That'll be a good battle. Adam Smith now battling with Ayew, who's gone down soft. And Craig Poulsen has given a cheap free kick. So it is Sinistera off the left as predicted. Antoine Semenyo play off the right against Mitchell. Smith just put his arm out. Ayew went down. Bit soft for me, but they do get given nowadays in this league. Ben is not so keen on the kit. I'm buying into it, Ben. I know what you mean. It didn't appeal to me at all when it came out in the reveal before the season started, but it's the yellow and dark blue one for me. Early ball in the box by Crystal Palace. Header by Ayew. Straight down the throat of Neto. Didn't have enough on it, unlike what Watkins did. And it's an early gather by Neto. So first chance on target goes to the home team. Would I be happy with a draw? I just think there's a real opportunity to get a win here. They're very flaky at home. They haven't won since September, but they have had a lot of draws. I think Crystal Palace are one of those teams that look like they can probably break into the top 10, but at some point throughout the season, they waste that opportunity, but they never do. They never let themselves down enough to go down or be into a relegation scrap. So it's probably games like this where they get something and they'll always be all right. I think I probably would take a draw, but I think there's a real opportunity tonight to go for the win. And I think where in previous seasons, we might look at this game as a fixture to take a draw, see how the game plans out, see if opportunities arise. But if they don't arise, never mind, we'll just take a draw. I feel like tonight, and I feel like where we are as a team at the moment with Iriola, we're just going to go for football teams in the main. And I think we really, really should. We absolutely should. And Ben says, if we're 2-0 down after 87 minutes, then I'll take a draw. Otherwise, let's go for the win. I think that's the Iriola way right now. It's clicking. The players are understanding. They look confident. They look happy. Players are coming off the bench and making an impact. It's all good stuff at the moment. We just need to keep this moment and this rhythm going. Early foul from Kirkes. It's good to see him back in the side. Crystal Palace in possession. Anderson. He passes it to England's Gahey, who goes for a diagonal to look like Mitchell. Smith wins another header. That's 2 aerial duels won by Adam Smith inside 4 minutes. Crystal Palace on the ball. So the Cherries are just eyeing up the game at the moment, seeing where it's at. The only chance in the game so far didn't really trouble Neto. Here's AU now, down the left-hand side. Fronting up Smith, cuts inside, gets another shot away. That's a better shot by AU. Good save by Neto. Easy. Didn't have to dive. Tipped it over the bar. But it is 2 shots on target to 0 for Crystal Palace and the first corner in this game. I'd definitely take a draw, but we do have a good chance to win. Totally agree. 100%. Comfortable save from Neto. So it'll be the first corner in the game. Looks like Elise is going to take the corner. Everyone likely to be in the box. Sabani is marking Anderson. More of a guided cross from Elise rather than power. Cleared well. Jefferson Lerma playing his first game against the Cherries since his move to Crystal Palace. Jefferson Lerma again. Lewis Cook. There's your first battle there between Lewis Cook and Jefferson Lerma. Keep an eye on that one. Jefferson Lerma, a club legend. Disappointing to see him move to Crystal Palace. But Lewis Cook has really come of age. And what that has done is given Lewis Cook a moment to grow. And since his sending off against Burnley or Wolves, probably Wolves, since his sending off against Wolves, he's been absolutely fantastic. And with his partnership growing with Ryan Christie, you even look at it now and think, how's even Alex Scott going to get back in this side? I mean, Alex Scott will get back in this side. I'm telling you, Alex Scott will get back in this side. But it's not a given that Tyler Adams walks into this side. If Lewis Cook continues to grow, or Lewis from any major injuries, because he's had 2, that should be enough for him now. You know, the world just needs to give him a chance to grow. And the way he has been driving us forward, winning the ball in the centre of the park, giving that protection to Sabani and Senesi of late. And Ryan Christie is your engine. Here's Senesi. Goes straight forward, misses out Kirkes, goes for Sinistera. First overlap from Kirkes, cuts inside. We are 18 yards outside the box, central to Justin Kluivert, trying to squeeze it through. Quite a few Crystal Palace players in the way at the moment. Going back, starting again. Dom Solanke comes deep. Now it's to Lewis Cook. Doesn't fancy the shot. Only scored 2 or 3 goals in his career for Bournemouth. Whipped in by Adam Smith, quite high. Easy for Johnston. And that's collected. Good work from the Cherries, though. A lot of bodies in front of us then when we were trying to break through. Justin Kluivert trying to thread something through would have been quite difficult. Good work from Sinistera and Kirkes. Early partnership there. We'll have to see how that develops in the next 82, 83 minutes. Smith wins another aerial duel. That's 3 in a row now. But Crystal Palace pick up the pieces. They're back on the ball with Gahey. Going wide to Mitchell. 1-2 with AU. AU trying to bring Edouard into play. But the Cherries, they do well to get back possession. Christie with a great ball over the top. He's got Justin Kluivert in behind. Couldn't get out his feet, though, to get away from the defender. Tries, and it's a chance here for... Oh, good save. Antoine Semenyo with his left foot picked up the pieces after Kluivert was intercepted. Sam Johnston to the left. Nice and low. Probably didn't have enough power on it. It was on Semenyo's weakest side. Didn't really get the connection he wanted, but he got enough to make Johnston work. Yeah, just bobbled in front of Johnston as well. And that's Bournemouth's first attempt on target in the game after 8 minutes and 50 seconds. And it will be our first corner as well. So we're in this game right now. Good ball from Christie to get Kluivert on his way. Christie's over the corner. Low. Flicked on by Sinistera. Cleared by Crystal Palace. Lewis Cook trying to win the header. But Palace break. AU. 4 on 5 at the moment. More bodies coming back for the Cherries. Well done, Adam Smith. Having a really good start to this game, Smudge. Very well he is doing aerially, and now he's just intercepted AU. But then Ryan Christie gives possession away, trying to switch to play to Kirkes. Back on the ball. You've got Crystal Palace. Jefferson Lerma. Tries to play it inside to Elise, who now wants to get it out of his feet. He plays it to AU. Good block by Lewis Cook. Good game Good game this is in the Premier League. Elise with an overhead kick. Wasn't quite Garnacho, and it's over the bar. We are 9 minutes and 50 seconds into this match day 14 Premier League game, and it's a really good fixture for the neutral. No goals of yet, but a lot of attacking intent. And if you're watching it, are you liking it? It's a good game. It's a good game. So keep us up to date if you get any early latest scores coming through. Currently, I've got Brighton 0, Brentford 0, Fulham 0, Forest 0, Sheffield United 0, Liverpool 0, Villa, Man City, Manchester United and Chelsea don't kick off until 8:15. So no goals so far in the Premier League. Short goal kick. Balls with Marcos Senesi. Go short. Kirk's having a really good start to this game, linking up well with Sinistera. Good switch by Sinistera. Now it's with Semenyo. Adam Smith off the right. Goes back. And we go all the way back to Neto. Nothing come about with that one, but Senesi's on the ball. Senesi's been a fantastic player for us on the ball at the moment. His high percentage of pass completions, his very high percentage of long distance passing really does encourage the wingers to get in behind the fullbacks. And Senesi, for me, who had quite a poor start to the season defensively. I mean, he's not the quickest defender in my eyes, but if you've got a good blend of Sabani and Senesi is a good blend of partnership. You know, you look at partnerships of defenders we've had previously. You can look at Elphick and Cook. You know, Elphick was your leader. I mean, Cook was a leader as well, but Cook was more the power and the strength and the pace, and Elphick was very organised. It feels like a partnership's really building between Senesi and Sabani, and it's good to see. Throwing for Crystal Palace. Ben is impressed with the first 12 minutes defending, covering. Very impressive stuff. Here we go on the attack with Dom Solanke. Overlap from Antoine Semenyo. Inside the box. Squares it behind both Cliver and Sinistera. Sinistera will pick up the pieces though. Kirkes offers a lap inside, an underlap rather than an overlap. The Crystal Palace win it and they're on the attack very quickly. Men back for the Cherries though. Sinistera just about deals with it. Not completely. Elise up against Christian Sinistera. Tries to feed Joel Ward. That's too heavy. That's out for a goal kick. And it's Roy Hodgson against Andoni Iraola. Good respect between those two managers prior to kickoff. Feels like the respect is building for Andoni Iraola now. Not completely. We want a little bit more of that media respect, and we want the media to shout about what we're doing, but it's getting there a little bit. And we can really see a team coming together, performances coming together, vision coming together, and a buy-in. On the ball, free kick to Adam Smith. Keeping possession quite deep. Adam Smith got himself the wrong way round, really. He had himself faced towards our goal. So he did buy a free kick, which Sabani will take. Sabani goes long. Goes long, kicks it straight out. Andoni's not impressed. Kicks it straight out for a Crystal Palace throw-in. So we haven't won at Selhurst Park since, what, 2016? Was it Mark Pugh and Benica Phobie? We lost 5-3, didn't we, on the last day of the season? A good game, but we lost. but it does feel like we're due a win here. What we don't want is for Jefferson Lerma to eye up a long shot and stick it in the back of the net. But thankfully, he put it wide. I mean, we probably all would love to still see Jefferson Lerma in a Bournemouth shirt. I don't particularly like seeing him in any Premier League shirt other than ours. But as I said earlier, what it has done is given Lewis Cook a chance to, you know, prove the doubters wrong. And he's got so much courage, commitment. He's got all the attributes of a great pro, and he just needed to deliver it on the pitch. And Lewis Cook's doing that. And I also feel that Lewis Cook doesn't look like he's playing with fear anymore. Previously, he looked like he was playing in fear of an injury or a knock or a turn that could cause another injury, where he looks like that. He's somehow erased that from his memory, and he's focusing on the game, and that's allowing him to really grow as a footballer. Down the right-hand side with Dom Solanke near the corner flag, keeping the ball well. Bournemouth throw. Dom Solanke wants to take it. I'd rather see someone else take it and get Dom Solanke in the box. Great season Dom Solanke's having. Dom Solanke is still out by the corner flag. Another throw in. Dom wants it again. He does take it this time. Now Lewis Cook's on it. He wants to cross it. Dom Solanke's not even close to being where we want him to be in an attacking area. We end up losing possession from Dom Solanke closing down the defender, and it's a goal kick. So I'm pretty happy with the first 16 minutes. The one real good chance for Semenyo, which was a tough chance. It was about 18, 19 yards out on his wrong side, although he's proved he can do it with his left foot. But it is that final quality in the final third at the moment that's letting us down. But we are pressing from the front. Almost pinned Palace in, but they got out, unfortunately. Good win by Senesi. Free kick again by Poulsen. Craig Poulsen's not going to give much tonight. Senesi's not too happy because he feels like it was a 50-50 battle for that. And Poulsen's giving it to Palace. So that might tell you how this might go with the referee tonight. Adam Smith was disappointed with an early free kick to Palace for a soft one on AU. And now this time it's Senesi. So I hope Poulsen lets the game flow a little bit. Because it will make it an even better game. He let that one go. Neto goes long. Semenyo tries to win it, not even close to winning it. So the last 3 or 4 minutes have settled down a bit. A good tempo at the start in the first 15. But at the moment, a lot of breaks in play. I think Dom was grabbing the throw-ins just because the ref overlooked the lino earlier, gave it the wrong way. Fair enough. And I hope you're doing well, Cole. Thank you for joining us on YouTube. And let's hope we can get another 3 points. Neto. Bournemouth keep possession. With Sabani. Out to Senesi. Working our way across the line. Kirkes. To Sinistera. Well played by Sinistera. Dom Solanke. Good 1-2s here. Foul on Lewis Cook that time. Good 1-2s. Kirkes is getting right involved. There's a good partnership at the moment in this game between Sinistera and Kirkes. That's good to see. Lewis Cook just stretching his leg out. I think he'll be absolutely fine. Back on the ball. Senesi. Sinistera cutting just inside. Going for a diagonal. Can Semenyo keep it in? He can. With a little bit of skill. Now he's coming off the line. Kluivert. Christie. Can he get it out of his feet? Tries to feed it. Good. Out. Sinistera. Off the defender who's trying to play it through through his legs, trying to fool the goalkeeper. Kirkes. Sinistera back in possession. Good spell for the Cherries. Senesi, keep ball. Start again. Regroup. Adam Smith going for a drive forward. No, it's Lewis Cook. Lost it. And a good win between Kirkes and Elise. That'll be a Crystal Palace throw deep in the Cherries half. But it's been a good few moments for the Cherries. Still no goals in the Premier League. Joel Ward. Cherries win it back. Crystal Palace win it back. Game's getting a little bit messy. Crystal Palace on the ball, just inside their own half. Here's Jefferson Lerma. Work it all the way to Elise. Kirkes is done okay defensively tonight at the moment. Another soft free kick given to Palace. And Senesi's not happy about that one either. Senesi is not impressed with the way the referee is performing right now. But it'll be an opportunity for Crystal Palace to put the ball in the box. Elise will line it up. And we will need to defend well. The referee's just having a few words with Senesi. They're not dangerous tackles. They're just that's a poor ball in by Elise, fortunately. Easy gather for Neto. They're just coming togethers that are just going Crystal Palace's way with the Senesi moments. Christie. Edge of the box for Sinistera. Enters the box. Kirkes. That time it was Dom Solanke trying to do an overhead kick. Smith gets an opportunity to feed the ball in the box. And it will be a corner to Bournemouth. So on the attack very, very quickly after that moment. And it's going to be another corner. We'll have a look at the early stats in a moment to see how we are doing. We'll see this corner out and we will check out the early stats. Do hit the like button. Do subscribe if you're new around here. It is Crystal Palace 0, AFC Bournemouth 0. But the Cherries have a corner that's going to be delivered by Ryan Christie. Swings it in. Cleared out for another Bournemouth corner. That might have been Guehi that cleared that one. Another corner. Christie's on it. That one also cleared. But a Bournemouth throw-in. Adam Smith goes over to it. Bournemouth on the attack with a Smith throw-in. Looking for options. Finds Semenyo. Semenyo comes off the right-hand side. Tries to get a cross in. Didn't connect with it well. Another left-footed cross. But not dealt with. And it's another Cherries corner. Now, can Ryan Christie get this one right? He's had 3 or 4 now. Can he swing this in? Can someone like Sabani get his head on it? Christie. Oh, it is! It is in. It needed 2. But I tell you who it is. It's Marcos Senesi. It was initially Sinistera that flicked it on. Senesi got the second contact, and it's Crystal Palace 0, AFC Bournemouth 1, and it's going to count, and he's onside. And this was always going to be a really good moment for the Cherries in this game today. And we have taken the lead again in another Premier League game. Crystal Palace 0, AFC Bournemouth 1. Marcos Senesi, a header from a corner and an assist for Sinistera. So he's taken his opportunity. First goal of the season for Marcos Senesi. Get in. Thank you, Mark Cole, for joining us. Get in, says Mikey. Lee is very, very happy. And is that his third goal for the Cherries? He got one at Arsenal. Did he get his other one against Newcastle at home? He definitely got the one at the Emirates, so I can remember the matchday vlog. And El Gladiator. Get in there. It felt like Senesi was so frustrated with the ref that he needed to do something to get it off his chest. And I tell you what he did. He scored a goal. Gave the Cherries the lead. And flaky Crystal Palace are here tonight. Game is back underway after that goal, though. Elise on the attack for Crystal Palace as they're trying to chase this game. 26 minutes and 16 seconds on the clock. Good save down low. Might be a rebound. He could be offside. Hasn't been given offside. Initial shot from AU was low. Neto got down. Didn't parry it to the side. Parried it in front. Edouard went for the rebound. Kirkes might have kept him on. But Sabani did well to stop the second shot coming in. It's close enough to Neto. I want him to... Neto's doing exactly what I want him to do there. Edouard's probably disappointed, but he looks like he loses his footing as he's about to take the shot. Mitchell's down getting treatment. That wouldn't be a bad issue if they have to sub him off. So as early as Bournemouth did, taking the lead, Crystal Palace are very quickly trying to equalise again. Absolutely. Time to stay focused. Yeah, Ben says he took no chances with that. Love the commitment. I'm going to head out and follow it all the way in just in case I miss. Brilliant. Brentford might, and I trust you, Germany, leading 1-0 away against Brighton, and Ben loves that Sabani tackle. Yeah, it was huge. Did feel like Edouard lost his footing though, Ben. Don't know if you agree, but it did look like he lost his balance a little bit there. The best way to do this is to have a look at the other Premier League scores. We've got a bit of a break in play at the moment. So we have got Brighton 0, Brentford 1. So AFC Bournemouth Germany is absolutely correct. Crystal Palace 0, AFC Bournemouth 1. Fulham 0, Nottingham Forest 0, Sheffield United 0, Liverpool 0. And the other games will be kicking off very soon. Looks like it's going to be an early change for Crystal Palace. Mitchell is leaving the pitch. And he will be replaced by Nathaniel Klein, former AFC Bournemouth player, under Eddie Howe. And that goal came in the 25th minute. Let's get that on there for you. Anyone joining us, thank you for joining us here on this watch along. Crystal Palace 0, Bournemouth 1. Subscribe, hit the like button. We're underway. Crystal Palace with the corner again. Elise trying to make something work for them. Back out with Elise. Jefferson Lerma. Ball in the box from him. Well defended by Sabani. We're talking about Sabani before the game, how well he played against Aston Villa, and he's had a very, very good start to this game. If Sabani continues in this growth and in this vein, we need to enjoy it because he is going on to some huge, huge things. We need to keep him for as long as possible, especially if we've got some aspirations as well. But Sabani is growing into what everyone thought he might be. Got those injury problems out the way. got in early to the Premier League season, had a few unfortunate mistakes and errors, especially one at Everton, but now he's hitting form, and so are we. Adam Smith. Great little flick over from Adam Smith to get Justin Kluivert. Adam Smith had also, by the way, talking about Aston Villa, Adam Smith was brilliant against Aston Villa, and he's had a very good start to this game. The amount of aerial duels that Smith's won already, and his passing, keeping possession, and Ryan Christie, he's on the corners again. He doesn't quite get the assist because Sinistera got a flick on, but Ryan Christie is playing a part right now. And it's another corner from Ryan Christie. Cleared this time. Lewis Cook recycles. Ryan Christie drills. Joel Ward deals with it. Senesi, the goal scorer. Now he puts it back in with his right foot. This time it's Sinistera. Had to get a lot of neck muscle on it. Didn't get enough. Would have been a hard chance. Probably would have needed to go to the school of Ollie Watkins headers. But it's another good chance. Free header. Had a lot to do. Didn't have a lot of power on it. He had to put a lot of work on it. Too high, over the bar. Didn't trouble Johnston. But the Cherries are playing well. And my boy is absolutely loving it. He's watching the game downstairs. I heard him cheer as well. And he's saying that Fulham have taken the lead against Nottingham Forest. As it stands, should mean that we would climb the table this evening. Sabani's having a fantastic game. They're all playing well again, Ben. They're all playing well again. 4 or 5 games now in a row where the team is playing collectively very, very well. And as quickly as Fulham took the lead at Nottingham Forest, Brighton are back on terms as Brighton are looking to secure De Zerbi on a new contract. And you can understand why. After 33 minutes, it's Brighton 1, Brentford 1. And we can confirm that it is Fulham 1, Nottingham Forest 1. And as we look at the table, that does mean that currently the Cherries are 15th in the Premier League as it stands. Elise. Jeff Lerma. Is he thinking, what am I doing? Why did I do this? Look how good Bournemouth are looking. Because we're on the attack with Justin Kluivert with space to run into. Driving into it. Use your strength, Justin. Going quite wide. Gets a shot away. Just past the near post. Good drive by Justin Kluivert. Backed himself. The angle was getting tougher to get a shot away. Probably couldn't wrap his foot around it to take it to the far post. And in the end, it missed the near post. But Kluivert is coming of age in the last 2 or 3 games, and he's very much taken this opportunity, playing behind Dom Solanke. Should have versatility in his game. £10 million. £10 million for Justin Kluivert seems a bargain right now, right? Adam Smith winning the ball back. Goal scorer Senesi goes back to Neto. Neto, no nonsense, clears 50, 60 yards. Christie. Good ball possession here. Senesi goes wide. He's asking Sinistera, probably asking too much. Going to run through to Johnson. Let's take a look at the game stats at the moment. So let's take a look at the momentum bar. You'll see my cursor over the momentum bar showing the attack dominance within the fixture. And you'll see from us right now, we are very, very, very heavy. And that'll take you up to the minute where we are with this red dotted line. So we're doing very, very well. It's backing up how it looks on the screen. Dominating possession, just 52% to 48%. We've had 6 shots, 2 on target, 1 confirmed as a goal. But Palace very much in this, but the corner kicks, we are definitely winning with Ryan Christie dominating them. So we're doing very, very well at the moment. Average positions, a little bit more tucked over to Adam Smith. But what you can see is 7, 8 players are halfway line progressive. And that's what we like to see. Crystal Palace, 36 minutes and 10 seconds on the clock. Thank you for joining us on YouTube. 45 of you, thank you so much. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We are on our way to 2,000. Anson, Crystal Palace have the ball in their own half. At the moment, we're quite happy to improve our energy levels. Let Crystal Palace have the ball. We have sat off them a little bit at the moment. You have to do that. You can't press for 90 minutes. Because the second half will be crucial in trying to get that second if we haven't got it before the end of this first half. But Semenyo lets his man get away from him there. Elise's off the right-hand side now. He's more central. Jordan Ayew's off the left. Looks to whip in the ball. Doesn't quite cross yet. Tries to change the angle. Still on it. Adam Smith's marking him closely. Now he goes inside to Edouard. And that man who's currently my man of the match, 37 minutes in, Sabani deals with it. Sabani is awesome right now. And I think with Neto's confidence improving, he would have been disappointed to have let the second one go in. Well, I say disappointed. It was a good header. And it would have been disappointing for Neto to concede at Bramall Lane. You can see that Neto's confidence is definitely improved. So clearly him coming out the side, whether it's for injury or not, has definitely helped him. But the fact that Neto's confidence has improved, you can see that Sabani and Senesi, Smith, Kirkes or Kelly feel more comfortable as well. So I always think if your goalkeeper looks edgy or he looks like he's got mistakes in him in that moment, then it makes you a little bit edgy because it puts even more pressure on you to not make mistakes or to do even better. So that confidence is feeding right through from Neto to the back four, to the holding two, and then the forward line. A little bit of a press on there from Bournemouth, and Johnston makes a mistake trying to play out. It wasn't a full-on press, it was a half press, but it was enough, and it's a throw-in for Adam Smith down his side. And it's taken. It'll be another throw-in. Crystal Palace want the throw-in their way. They think it got deflected off Smith in the challenge, but the linesman's given it to the Cherries. Adam Smith wants options. 353 appearances potentially now for Adam Smith. What a club servant he's been. And another new deal as well. We will have Smudge till 2025. Let's see what you're saying in the chat. Goals going in the Premier League. Look like I might be missing a few. So what have we got going on in the Premier League? So it's still 1-1 at Brighton. Fulham now have a 2-0 lead against Nottingham Forest, who have no Morgan Gibbs-White. So this has turned out to be a really good night for the Cherries. And Liverpool have taken the lead against now Chris Wilder's Sheffield United. Crystal Palace on the attack here at Selhurst Park. But the Cherries defending well. A good unit in front of Crystal Palace as they're trying to play the ball around. Into Edouard. He loses possession. Kirk sloppily gives it away. Luckily hits the referee. And that'll be a ball retention for Bournemouth. But Kirk probably panicked in that moment. And he knows it. Someone from the bench is giving him a thumbs up. Calm down. Take your moment. Keep the composure. Make the right decisions. Semenyo. Good ball retention there. Bournemouth back in possession. Dominating this game. The away team looking like the home team at times. Senesi, the goal scorer. Sinistera having a very good start to this game. His first start, I think, in the Premier League. And he is not letting himself down. Sabani. I'm hoping the Bournemouth fans are in good voice at Selhurst Park. I'm sure they are. It's a cold night. Smith. Ball in. Dom Solanke. Just ahead of Dom Solanke. The defender was slightly deeper than him. Anderson dealt with it. Dom Solanke knows that if he anticipated maybe that cross coming in one split second earlier, he might have got on that. But I'll tell you what it is. It's another corner that Ryan Christie's going to take. We've had probably 6 or 7 now in this game. Ben's loving that you can set the stream to stadium noise and no commentary. And apologies if I am slightly behind. I might be a minute and a half. Don't spoil it for me in the chat. But once I have celebrated, go for it in the chat. Elise. But yeah, apologies if I am slightly behind. Adam Smith on the left-hand side at the moment. He's taking on Joel Ward. Now he's been fouled. If that's a foul on Ayew earlier, that's got to be a foul on Smith, and it is. And Adam Smith is challenging Zabani for man of the match right now. Smith's been brilliant. You know, when you're looking at it and you're thinking, oh no, we just got into a good moment and Max Aarons has got injured. And now it's all on Smith. We know we can't rely on Ryan Fredericks. So you might as well take that completely out of the equation. And Smith has stepped up because that's all we've got. That's all we've got. It's Adam Smith and Kirkes right now. And they're both playing very well, especially Adam Smith. And I'm loving this at the moment. Lewis Cook and Ryan Christie together. They're over the free kick. They feel like they're building a partnership. I felt like Lewis Cook needed someone. I thought it was Rothwell, but it turned out to be Christie. Christie in, just about dealt with Crystal Palace. So I feel like with Ryan Christie and Lewis Cook, they do need each other because in different ways, they've got fantastic attributes. But I felt like Lewis Cook on his own just struggled. But with Ryan Christie alongside him, that's solved that problem. And we know that Ryan Christie runs. And technically, Lewis Cook is probably a little bit better than Christie. Maybe. And those conversations we've had about lack of partnerships, lack of connections, lack of understanding, they seem to be coming together in the last few weeks. And the belief is there. 43 minutes on the clock, 55 seconds. If we can go in half-time 2-0, just like we did at Sheffield United, it would be a fantastic scoreline. And by the way, I don't think I said it. But 2-1, we did put it in our tweet this morning. I put 2-1 to the Cherries for this score prediction. So I know I didn't say it at the start. If I didn't say it at the start, I don't remember saying it. Chance here for Crystal Palace. It would have been a chance if Sabani wasn't in the way because he's dealt with it again. He's been an absolute machine, Ilyai Sabani. Crystal Palace drill the ball in the box. No one there. Neto comes to collect. We are going into 45 minutes. We'll see what injury time's added. Can the Cherries just go full force for another 2 or 3 minutes? Because I wonder if we get a goal just before half time, that might be enough to bury Crystal Palace. What it is Christie's fouled on the halfway line. Naughty foul by Edouard. Unsportsmanlike kick. Not enough for a red. Did get a yellow. We are in injury time. Right, what we got? Sean, good to have you on the watch along. Thank you very much. In a player, you want tenacity and quality. With Cook and Christie, they make that player so they compensate for each other nicely. Absolutely. Alex Scott still gets in this side, by the way. Alex Scott still gets in this team. But Christie and Cook together, whether they're going out for cinemas, drinks, dinner, together, they're working it out. They know they need each other. Because on their own, it might not be enough. But together, they're a force. And we are not struggling in the Premier League now. 3 minutes injury time. I've got a minute and a half left. Kirkes is on the ball. Sinistera. Senesi. Christie. Tried a blind pass. Outside of his left foot. Poor pass in the end. Straight through to Sam Johnson. Christie won't be happy with that. Because he has a lot of desire. And he wants to impress. And he wants to do well. And he knows that wasn't good enough. Don't need to do the blind pass. Do what you do well. Play what you see. Lewis Cook, straight down the line. No nonsense. Dom Solanke closing down Johnson. Johnson's had a few edgy moments when he's been pressurised. And he's given it away again there. Dom Solanke trying to get it under. Oh, that's a chance. It's a tight angle, but I'm having it as a chance. We still got it, though. Semenyo driving into the box. Can't get towards the goal. Plays it back to Smith. Sinistera with his height. Heads it back behind Dom Solanke. That was a chance for Dom Solanke. He worked it well to get behind Gahey, I think. And then it was a tight angle. But again, just like Semenyo earlier on in the first half, he didn't get a good connection on it. But I'm having it as a chance. You might disagree, but I'm having it as a chance. 100% I'm having it as a chance. He scored like that against Newcastle. That was a tight angle. That was a tight angle. He can do it. And I think Dom will be slightly disappointed. Yeah, there's no reason why Alex Scott couldn't play in the number 10. It's interesting. It's interesting. That is half time, though. That is half time. Crystal Palace 0, AFC Bournemouth 1. Senesi's on the screen. It's his goal. It's his header that's given the Cherries the lead. And we'll get that up on the screen, shall we? Fantastic. So it is half time. Thank you so much for joining us on YouTube and Twitter. Do subscribe if you're new around here. Do hit the like button as well. What we will do is we will go for a quick break, give you an opportunity to get a coffee, a beer, a juice, whatever you're drinking. Give me an opportunity as well to just grab a drink myself. We'll come back. We'll look at the halftime stats. We'll look at the other fixtures in the Premier League and see what the scorelines are, because 2 kicked off at 8:15. And then we'll come back for the second half. A great opportunity for the Cherries to get 3 Premier League points. It's currently Crystal Palace 0, AFC Bournemouth 1. We'll go for a quick break. Please don't go anywhere. Stay with us. We'll see you in about 5 minutes. Okay, we are back. Hopefully you can hear me nice and clear on YouTube and Twitter. Right, let's have a quick look at, let's have a good look at the stats from that first half at Selhurst Park. Felt like we dominated it in the main. Let's take a look. So it is 1-0 to the Cherries. It's a Marcos Senesi goal, 25th minute. It was a good corner from Ryan Christie, a flick on from Sinistera, good assist for him. Senesi was there to put it in the back of the net. Possession says that Crystal Palace are edging it 53% to 46.18% to Bournemouth. I think we were dominating that until the last maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes. So we did let Crystal Palace have the ball a bit. It did look like we were energising the energy levels a little bit. So we probably dropped off the possession in the last final moments of the second half. 3 shots on target for both teams. 8 shots in total for the Cherries. Good passing numbers. We are the away team, so we have to take that into consideration. But I do feel like we have been dominating this first half. Let's just see what you are saying in the chat right now. Let's go back a bit. So Sean saying, still feel Palace is our bogey team, even if I think we'll win so far. It's been the most edgy game for a while. Yeah, it's never going to be an easy game for us, of course. Like we've spoken about, we haven't beaten Crystal Palace since 2016. That's the first time we've scored against Crystal Palace in 6 games, 4 in the Premier League, I think. So we've got over that hurdle because we couldn't even score against them. And I mean, it was terrible at home. I think it was New Year's Eve. Poor game. And then we had to see in the new year after that as well. So it's definitely an upgrade on what we've seen in the last few years. But yeah, we don't have a lot of luck against Crystal Palace. They are a side, as I said, they're a tricky side. They don't ever look like they're going to get relegated. They don't ever look like they're going to jump into the next tier. So it's these types of games where they just get results, I suppose. Luke Andrews, Adam Smith and Zabani. I am with you, Luke. I think they've both been fantastic. Again, though, the whole team, as a complete unit, we've been fantastic. I don't think there's one player that hasn't not tried or has had a dip in performance. And I said right at the start, before we even kicked a ball in the Premier League under Andoni Iraola, you can't really have one player. You can't carry anyone in this vision, in this philosophy, in this identity, in this way. You can't carry people. Everyone has to buy in. Everyone has to believe, and you have to commit. And when you get that, we'll get results. And we won't win every week, but we'll get performances. And if we do end up losing 2-3, 2-1, but it's a great day out and we feel like we've been in the game and there might be some 4-3s in there, because we're not going to win Premier Leagues. We're not going to go and win 20 games. So if the team commit, they believe in the process, they know when to commit, they know when to re-energize the levels, then go again. Where before, at the start of the season, tough fixture list, we can't ignore that. It was patchy. And I didn't see 11 players committing. I saw half committing and the others looked edgy and didn't believe in it, or felt like, oh, if I don't commit, we'll get found out. But actually, by not committing, guess what? We got found out. But the partnerships we're now building between Lewis Cook and Ryan Christie, we're tidy in the middle. We're tidy at the back. Neto's little break seems to have sorted him out a little bit. Smith knows that he's got to really compete at the highest level to even get close to playing at right back when Max Aarons is fit. Kirkes knows his left back position's not a given now, where he probably thought, I'm the only left back. He knows he can be edged out if Lloyd Kelly's fit. And I expect Lloyd Kelly to stay with us all season. But Kirkes knows he's got to perform. Sinistera knows he's got to take his chance, because I'm not sure if Tavernier on the bench is because he's poorly, because Andoni did say a few players were struggling with illness, or whether it's because he's just rotating a little bit. And Sinister has deserved his start, and he's rewarded Andoni and the fans with getting that start. So it's an interesting time. I want Tavernier in this side. I mean, for as good as Sinistera's been, I need Tavernier in this side. I'm okay rotating Tavernier out here and there, but we can do that. Maybe Kluivert comes in for 3 or 4 and then rotates out. Maybe Tavernier comes in for 3 and 4, rotates out. Where does Dango fit in this? Not sure. Antoine Semenyo is someone you can't really take out because he gives you that directness and that pace, and he has scored goals. It's a headache, but it's good problems for the manager. Definitely good problems for the manager. Ben is talking about Smith and Sabani. Both been great, but I don't want to give it to a defender as it feels like you do that when we get slammed. Yeah, I know what you mean. And do hit the like button. We want to get to 2,000 subscribers. So keep smashing that like button. Other scores. What's going on? What's going on in the Premier League? I feel like I want to see what's going on in the Premier League. It looks like it's Brighton 1, Brentford 1, Fulham 2, Nottingham Forest 0. That's going to work very well for us in regards to position climbing. Sheffield United 0, Liverpool 1. It's going to be a tough game for them. It's going to be a tough ask for them to stay up. Aston Villa 0, Manchester City 0, Manchester United 0, Chelsea 0. Potentially, I'm hearing that a missed penalty at Old Trafford. Let's see if we can get the league table up. That'd be good. Let's see if I can get the league table up and see where we are at. So the live league table would have us on 16 points after 15 games. That's better than 1 point a game, which has got to be a good thing. It's going to be a low number to stay up this year, potentially. Crystal Palace will be on 16 as well. But Nottingham Forest currently would drop below us. So could end up, we need a good positive second half. We don't want to throw this away, but if we continue in this vein, could be another Premier League point or 3. Could be a potential climb in Premier League positions and another good game for the Cherries. Halftime conversations they're doing on Prime. Currently speaking to Andoni Iraola. I can't hear it. I'd love to know what he says. So if you know what Andoni's talking about at halftime, do let me know. But this is interesting on Prime. Halftime interactions with the managers. Interesting stuff. Chelsea goalie saved a penalty. So a missed penalty at Old Trafford. And AFC Bournemouth Germany's talking about. I'd love to know what they're talking about. Please do summarize, if you can, what they are talking about. But we are back underway at Selhurst Park. I'll give you a time check in a moment. I'll just get this scoreline up together. Right, let's get back on it. And do smash the like button. Do subscribe. Put it in there. Right, we are back underway. So Crystal Palace are in their home kit, blue and red. They are now kicking from right to left as I watch the screen. We are in our away kit, wavy kit, and we are kicking left to right. I have got 45 minutes and 48 seconds on the clock. There is an early injury to Ilya Saberni. Nothing serious, a clash of heads, both going for the header. I think it might have been with Edouard. It's an early free kick, unintentional, but Elise's over it. To the left, quite a way out, very high. Neto's trying to collect it, does at the second attempt. And we are in possession. 46 minutes and 17 seconds on the clock. Welcome back if you're rejoining us after half time. Tell you what, in the chat, you gave me your score predictions at the start. What is your up-to-date score prediction? So in the chat, tell me now, do you think the Cherries get the win? What do you think the score will be now? We know it's 1-0, but what do you think it will be? Your up-to-date, your updated score prediction. Go, throw it in the chat. We'll show them on the screen. Early throw-in for Crystal Palace on the right-hand side with Joel Ward. Michael Elise. Crystal Palace out the blocks here. Well done by Kirkes. He's played well tonight. He's doing better defensively. And now it's a free kick to the Cherries. Roy Hodgson trying to get his team going. Is Roy Hodgson under pressure? Is Roy Hodgson in his last year? Not sure. But they are in flaky form at the moment. So AFC Bournemouth Germany initially was 3-3. Now he's going for a 2-1 win to the Cherries. And Owen is loving the performance so far from the Cherries, but is expecting Crystal Palace to do something, and they are. And it was Jeff Lerma that's hit the post. Neto's near post. And that is an early chance for Crystal Palace. But we got away with it. And Ryan Christie's now asking a lot of Semenyo. Oh, again. He was in a one-on-one battle with Nathaniel Klein. His header, trying to get him through on goal, was a little bit too strong. A bit like Sinisterra in the first half. And it ended up running too far ahead. And Sam Johnson's dealt with it. So this game's got a good tempo in the second half. Crystal Palace need to attack. The Cherries are looking for a little bit of a gap in this fixture to secure the points. And that looked like a post from Jeff Lerma. Maybe a goal at Old Trafford. Come to that in a moment. Lee still sticking with the famous Cherries Red Army 3-1. That would be nice. Apparently, I'm ahead. I was behind Sean, but now I'm ahead. I don't know how it works. I can't control the stream times. But we are here together on YouTube, getting behind the team, getting behind the lads, as we go for 13 points out of a possible 18. And that would be a fantastic return for all the doubters. Neto goes long. I got 49 minutes and 36 seconds on the clock. Ryan Christie with a header. Adam Smith tries to play it down the line. It's out of trouble, though. The highlight here again showing Jefferson Lerma break from midfield. Got past Lewis Cook. Sabani come across. It was off the post. It was Neto's near post. And if it had gone in, he probably would have been disappointed. Jefferson Lerma's got history in scoring at Selhurst Park, generally against Crystal Palace. And thankfully, this time he missed this one. McTominay has given Manchester United the lead in the 19th minute. They kicked off later, 8:15. Can we build momentum again? Here's Justin Kluivert down the right. Trying to hold on to the ball. He's got Nathaniel Klein behind him. He turns. Inside. Oh, Semenyo. Try to get it through the legs. He did get it through the legs, but didn't have quite control of it. Johnson goes long, no business. Sabani also goes no nonsense, and he kicks it out. Bournemouth can regroup. So what does Andoni Iraola do in the next 10, 15 minutes? We've got a game on Saturday like everyone else. We've had a lot of lineups now where the team in the main has been the same. We know we've got talent on the bench. We're not sure if Tavernier is being rested or whether he's just lacking in fitness. Maybe he's under the weather a little bit. But I do feel like our squad really does have the players on the bench to come on and make those natural rotations that doesn't really disrupt the rhythm. It still keeps the team quite flexible. I am talking about the likes of Tavernier. David Brooks is a different type of player, isn't he? He's more technical. He might not give you the press like Semenyo does and Tavernier does, but he's got talent. And with gaps opening up in the game, if Crystal Palace are still chasing it, I'm more than happy to see David Brooks come in this game because he has got a goal in him. A cheap free kick given away by the Cherries, though, quite close to the penalty area. So this might be a direct shot on goal. Yeah, it's about 19, 20 minutes out. It's Senesi again. It's a cheap free kick by Senesi. It is a foul. It's a barge from behind. It's unnecessary. It was on Elise. And if Elise's over it, it's probably his range. It's about in line with Neto's right-hand post. And I would say it's about 20, 21 yards out. Maybe a little bit more. But it's definitely within shooting range. This is a concern. Elise and Edouard are over it. I'd be very surprised if Elise doesn't take it. Lewis Cook's on the ground. The wall's being set up by Neto. Ben's just saying that Lewis is the draft excluder. He was doing that against Aston Villa as well. I think Lee reckons that Jeff was aiming for the other post. But this is a chance. Elise goes low. Well defended by Semenyo. I'm not sure it was one of those Lionel Messi shoot under the walls. I just don't think he caught it very well. But it's dealt with. Crystal Palace still have it, though. Kluivert's doing defensive work. Schlupp wants a corner. Kluivert wins a goal kick. And that's dealt with. That's dealt with. This was always going to be a really good chance for us. And the more the time goes on, I don't want to say that we're going to have another scenario on our hands where we go from 3 to 1 point. And you were talking in the chat about, would you take a draw? Probably at the start. But as this game goes on, I want more. The quicker we get out of this, how we are close to the relegation zone, the quicker we get away from it, we'll enjoy it even more. I mean, I'm enjoying it already the last few weeks, but we'll enjoy it even more when we know the gap is too big. Wrong way to go in the season still, but you know what I mean. Jordan, are you trying to win a cheap free kick from Smith again? Smith's not impressed. Even he's asking, are you? Game at Craven Cottage looks to have gone for Fulham now. Looks like it might be Fulham 3, Forest 0. And me talking about Roy Hodgson being in trouble. Higginbottom's gone. Now what happens to Cooper? Interesting one for you in the chat. Is Cooper in trouble? Because if he's in trouble, do you want to give him money in January? I mean, I don't know if Nottingham Forest are going to spend more money in January, but Cooper's a good manager. But it looks from the outside that some Nottingham Forest fans are running out of patience with Cooper. In this game, though, Crystal Palace have the early possession-based football. Kluivert's working hard. Good comment in the chat. Scott Parker to Nottingham Forest. I'm not sure. Here's Crystal Palace inside the box. That's Jeff Lerman with a left-footed cross. Edouard tried to get on with it. Dealt with it. And I want to say Sabani again. How many interceptions has Sabani had? It was Sabani. Solid as a rock, Iliai Sabani. 14 Premier League games. Just looking at Ben's comment. Anderson. Lewis Cook working hard. Good interception. Didn't retain the ball, though. Gave it away sloppily. Smith didn't win that aerial. Didn't need to worry about it, though, because Sabani cleared up. And I know Ben doesn't want to man the match for Sabani, but he's right up there, Ben. I know Senesi scored the goal. It's Jimenez that gave Fulham a 3-0 lead at Craven Cottage after 55 minutes. And Nottingham Forest will be leaving London with 0 points and dropping down the league as it stands. Gahey to Anderson. Lewis Cook intercepted. Crystal Palace very much on the front foot. We've got to get through this spell. Have to get through this spell. Can't concede. Our attacking intent is dropped off in the last 5 minutes. Here go Crystal Palace again. Poor touch. Semenyo deals with that. We're very deep at the moment. We're in the 57th minute, not the 87th. Andoni needs to think about things in a moment. We need to make sure we get up the pitch. Kluivert's quite deep. Every single Bournemouth player is in our own half. Kluivert now. Just past our over halfway line. And our bench, there seems to be action. Can't quite see who it is, but there seems to be action. But where there is action is Kluivert. We've got 3 in attack at the moment. Kluivert runs into danger. Christie recycles. Smith going for a 1-2. Didn't get it back from Semenyo. Semenyo, poor touch. Just about kept it. Christie's retained it. Good. Well done here. Senesi. Semenyo. Lewis Cook. Here we go. Bournemouth getting back in the game right now. Lewis Cook. Sean wants the manager to do something very, very soon. I think it's getting close to that point, Sean. I have to agree with you. Give him the ball away, though. So Barney now. Poor touch from Edouard. He's pushed him out to the corner, but letting him cut back inside. Space here for Lerma. Back to Edouard. Good reverse pass there by Lerma. AU dealt with it again, though. That's going to be one hell of a goal if you score from there. Right on the edge of the box. Blocked well. And it is becoming a little bit edgy at the moment because Crystal Palace look like they're getting in a bit of confidence. They're getting on the ball. You know, little reverse passes. That's showing you that the team feels like something's brewing. We've got to get through this really energetic spell from Crystal Palace. I feel like we're reserving something because we'll go for it a bit in as well. Because as the game gets deeper into it, the gaps will open. Like when we were against Newcastle and we brought Sinistera on and we were having shot after shot after shot. Even Dangu Utara could come on. We know the opportunities will be there. We just need to break this little bit of confidence that they're in at the moment. Brighton had just taken the lead against Brentford. Turn that one around. AU here. Zabani with another header. Lewis Cook just about keeps the ball. Adam Smith is going for 1-2s. Adam Smith rolling back the years. Semenyo fouled. Surely he's trying to win the battle, and then you give a free kick for that. I feel like there was a foul on Semenyo first. And I don't know if it's me, but Semenyo looks like he's getting tired. I wonder if there is a change here for Tavernier and Semenyo or Dangu Utara and Semenyo. But it looks like the first change coming into this game is going to be for Justin Kluivert. Run his heart out. And Semenyo, double change. I did think Semenyo was looking a little bit tired. Here comes the energy. Keep the flexibility. It's Tavernier and Billing. Tavernier and Billing. So I expect Tavernier to play off the right. And this is a big moment for Philip Billing, right? We know what Philip Billing can do. We know he's got goals in him. I just want to see him have that desire a little bit. Get that fire in his belly. I feel like Philip Billing over the last couple of years, especially through the championship years and last year, Philip Billing was our top goal scorer. He's really got credit in the bank. He's got a new contract now. He's had that spell out the team. You've got to remember, Philip Billing got the winner against Burnley, which was a massive game for us, searching for that first Premier League win. But since he's fell out the side, I want to see that fire in Billing. I didn't quite see that when he come off the bench the other day against Aston Villa. A few little passes didn't go Billing's way, but I feel like he didn't have that fire in his belly. I want the fire in the belly. He's not going to look as active as Kluivert. They're structurally different So they're not going to look the same, but I just want to see a bit of something in Philip Billing. We know that he loves the Cherries. We know that he thrives on goals, assists. And we just need the old Billing back. This is a team game. I know he's not starting, and I know he's going to probably be frustrated. You might agree with me or disagree with me, but we need to be a team over 38 games. And if Billing does perform, he'll probably find himself back in this side in a few weeks. A foul by Sabani. So 2 changes for the Cherries. Interesting. Elise. Flicked into the box. Lerma. Volley. Just inside the box. Central. And it's over the bar. Why does it feel like Jeff Lerma's trying to score tonight? Honestly, it will irritate me if he hits the back of the net. That's a chance. I don't know how many goals Jeff Lerma scored for us. He scored 5 last year. How many goals? Does anyone know? How many goals did Jeff Lerma score for us? He probably should have had one tonight if he could have finished better. $79 of you watching on YouTube, now gone up to 90. Thank you very much. Do subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to 2,000 subscribers on YouTube. Do hit the like button. Do use the interactive chat if you're a subscriber. You need to be a subscriber to use the interactive chat. 12 goals for Jeff Lerma in his time at AFC Bournemouth. Interesting. His shooting's been way off tonight, and I am here for it. Good interception. Right, chance here. Philip Billing in the box. Oh, good move. Good move. Oh, he danced his way around the centre-back, but maybe a little bit cold off the bench. And a Crystal Palace player got back just before he got a chance to mate. Oh, it was Joel Ward that stopped him getting a shot away. Might have picked up an impact injury. Oh, it was a good little move to tuck it inside the centre-back. I don't know if he's rolled his ankle. He's holding his right ankle. As Joel Ward's wiped it away, he might have rolled his ankle. It might just be impact. Billings up. He is hobbling. Maybe a little bit cold off the bench. But he might have felt like he had the opportunity to get a shot away. Tavernier's on corners now. Goes short. Lewis Cook, sloppy. Tries to play it back to Tavernier. Poor pass. And Lewis will be disappointed with that one. We won it back, though. In the press, Ryan Christie's got possession. And he's having another good game. And keeping possession. Senesi here. Kirkez is on his way. He wants to get involved. Everything over the left-hand side on Kirkez's side at the moment. He's quite high up the pitch, though. Senesi's in possession. Is that Tavernier? That is Tavernier. Again, Christie wins the ball back. There goes the press again. Now Dom Solanke. Poor ball in from Kirkez. Johnson clears it up. Quick throw out to Lerma. He's in the centre of the field. We're all a bit out of shape at the moment. The shape is out. And as quickly as I talk about Johnson releasing the ball, a ball is in the box. And Kirkez, disappointingly, doesn't deal with the ball in. Tries to control it on his chest to then get rid of it. But the control on the chest was too heavy and it ends up going for a corner. So if we concede from here, it will be poor because we retained the ball twice. Poor ball into Dom Solanke. We were all out of shape and Kirkez didn't deal with the ball in. Here comes the corner. Kirkez got the header away. So he's made up for it already. Tavernier unintentionally gets it to Billing, tried to do a bit of a skill, and it landed at Billing's feet. He's just lost possession to Jeff Lerma. No support. Doesn't feel like a 1-0 game, but it feels like a second goal for the Cherries could be a late counter-attack. Yeah, we're using StreamYard for our plays, Whitey. StreamYard is what we use for our watch-alongs. Neto goes long. Ryan Christie. Senesi, the goal scorer for Bournemouth in the 25th minute. A corner from Ryan Christie. Sinistera flicked it on. Senesi put it in the back of the net, quite central. And at the moment, that's the defining goal. In the Premier League, it's Brighton 2, Brentford 1, Crystal Palace 0, Bournemouth 1, Fulham 3, Nottingham Forest. Fulham 3, Nottingham Forest 0, Sheffield United 0, Liverpool 1, Villa 0, Manchester City 0, Manchester United 1, Chelsea 0. We got through that spell after half-time where Crystal Palace were trying to engineer an equaliser. We got through that. We've made changes and now we're starting to get back on the ball in the game. But a poor pass from Kirk. We just need to just sort ourselves out for the moment. We just need to tidy ourselves up. It's got a little bit sloppy. Andoni wants us to calm down. We're in really good form. Don't lose this game and it'll be 4 unbeaten. 4 unbeaten. And as it stays as it is, be 13 points from a possible 18. Yeah, and Ben doesn't feel nervous. It just doesn't feel like a 1-0, Ben. And I don't know if anyone else agrees in the chat. It just doesn't feel like a 1-0. I went for 2-1. I feel there's another goal in this game. But I'm just wondering if we're just waiting a little bit, not completely, but just waiting really for Crystal Palace to go a little bit gung-ho. And that should really open it for us. Might be an equaliser at Old Trafford from Cole Palmer. Potentially. Kirkes, 69 minutes, 41 seconds. And the Cherries are on their way to points in the Premier League for the 4th consecutive game. Will Hughes is on the pitch now. He'll keep possession for them. He'll start play for them. AU's more central, but deep. Lewis Cook is working hard. Paulson says play on after a Lewis Cook nudge on AU. They're really missing Eze. Eze, who destroyed us last year. Crystal Palace struggling this year. We have scored our first goal in 5 games against Crystal Palace. We haven't won at Selhurst Park since 2016. The Bournemouth fans right there, right now, must feel confident that 3 points are potentially coming back south this evening with them or wherever they're coming from. And the confidence can continue. Yeah, Sean's saying it feels like a 2-0 or a 1-1. I think I am there. I know I said 2-1, but I feel like it's one or the other. We'll soon see in about 20 minutes. Smash the like button then as we hit 100 on YouTube. Thank you very much wherever you are watching, whether you're a Bournemouth fan, a neutral fan, a Crystal Palace fan. Thank you very much. Do subscribe to the channel. We're trying to hit 2,000 subscribers. At this point, Crystal Palace deep in their own half in possession. Just to let you know, we will also be live tomorrow night. Cherries in Focus. Is it episode 21? We will have myself, Steve Hensman. We'll also have Aaron Kay. And we'll also have Matt Davies, and we'll react to the Aston Villa result and this result, try and cramp in a preview of Manchester United this weekend as well. So joining us now, join us tomorrow night. We're having a double header over 2 nights. Cherries in Focus, live on YouTube and Twitter, tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Back into the game. Selhurst Park, Jefferson Lerma plays it through to Edouard. Zabani, the first time he's really let his man go. Blocked though. Defending well. Defending so well. Sinistera's off the right now, by the way. Tavernier's playing on the left. I feel like there might be another change coming in a moment for Sinistera. Maybe Dangu Utara. I know Brooks can come on as well. I'm happy with either or. But I just feel like Dangu Utara would be a little bit more direct. I'm just thinking in the Andoni way. And he might go with Utara. Interestingly, you could have probably brought Brooks into this game in regards to, I'm happy to see Billing on here, but a lot of fans have been calling out potentially Brooks to play in the number 10, and then you wouldn't have to ask him to do a lot from a winger point of view out of possession. Don't know. It's something that Aaron's mentioned before. It's something that a few fans, oh, poor pass here by Crystal Palace. Billing didn't react. But it's something that other fans have, I just feel like the style is probably contributing to David Brooks's lack of minutes potentially, because we know he's got the talent, we know he's got the desire, we know he wants it, we know he's worked hard, he had a fantastic preseason, we know he's got goals. It's just the style. Is it a complete marriage made in heaven? That's the big question mark with David Brooks. AFC Bournemouth Germany saying that Smith looks tired. What do you do though? Do you play Mepham right back? I mean, I'm comfortable playing Mepham right back. He played left back the other day, but Utara looks like he's going to get his shirt on. Utara looks like he's getting ready. I'm not surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. Sinistera's had a good game, got an assist, and he can be proud of his performance. That's probably the change. At the end of this game, we'll quickly look at the league table. We'll look at the other scores. We'll look at the stats. And we'll potentially look at the fixtures ahead because there are more winnable games for the Cherries. Chance here, though, for Dom Solanke, who's got 7 Premier League goals this season. Can he get 8? It might come late if he does. Forest fans are probably heading for the exits because it looks like it's Fulham 4, Forest 0. And a big shout out, well done to AFC Bournemouth Germany. Darren Randolph, who fell ill with the development squad last night. He is okay. The club released that. Alan Connell also spoke about him feeling better and he left on his own terms. So good news. Hope that Randolph is in good health. Good mention. AFC Bournemouth Germany. Yeah. And Andoni's on the, he's in his technical area. He's asking for a lot. Come on, Andoni. Come on, the boys. 15 to go. Feel like it's the 3 now. You might have taken a draw at the start. I feel like it's the 3 points now. We don't want a repeat of what happened on Saturday, albeit a better side. We don't want to repeat. And Crystal Palace, they're in sticky form. It's a little bit flaky. They're not going to go down. They're not going to go down. But we are playing them at a really good time. Both teams have got injuries, but they're missing a big player in Eze. Crystal Palace on the right, Elise. Foul on Elise from Kirkes. Another change coming very, very shortly for the Cherries, and it is going to be Dango Utara. I predict it'll be Sinistera that goes off. And Dango Utara's got to take his chance soon. He's very raw. He's very young. He had some highlights last season. This season, he's been found out a little bit technically. His feet don't quite coordinate with his brain completely. But Dango Utara does have something about him. He probably doesn't. He doesn't make the starting 11 for me, clearly, but he is a good squad player to have, and we just need to nurture him and improve him. And if we can do that, we might get some benefits from Dango Utara on occasions. Jordan Ayew, Smith done well, pushing Crystal Palace back. AFC Bournemouth Germany is asking who do I think will go down? I think it's the bottom 3. Well, it's difficult. I feel Everton will be okay. I think they'll find a way. Even with the points deduction, they'll find a way. Luton might get dragged into it. Fulham might be okay. Nottingham Forest probably not out of this conversation. I do feel like it's the three promoted teams, AFC Bournemouth, Germany, that will go down. It's probably easy to say, but I feel like it is going to be them. Here comes the substitution. Well done, Sinistera. A very good performance. My doubts over him was off the ball more than on the ball. And he's definitely proven me wrong there because he's had a good night tonight. He's got his assist. More to come from Sinistera. Dango Utara is coming on the pitch. We have 13 of normal minutes left. 12 now. And can Dango Utara do what he did at Tottenham Hotspur last season? Get the second goal and there'll be absolute limbs in the away end. Come on, I love it. Need to get Billing in this game. Foul on Adam Smith from Jordan Ayew this time. Sean saying Brooks to me is just not physical enough to do the high intensity needed. It's like Kirk by himself, plenty of quality and no intensity. I just think it's the style. Yeah, I just think it's the style that's unfortunately going to eliminate Brooks from these conversations. I don't know what that means long term, though, Sean. I don't know if it does mean that after this season, David Brooks has to have a think about his road and his destination next, or where it leads to. Does he keep trying? I do think that he'll get chances with injuries, games. We got FA Cup. But his style and our style, yeah, as I said earlier, I'm not sure it's a complete marriage made in the best place. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Another player down for Crystal Palace. This time it's Gahey. Nessie. And so now, I know Senesi scored the goal, but how many unnecessary fouls has he made tonight? And we were worried about Lloyd Kelly not being available. And we're defending so well at Selhurst Park with Kirkes in there. Believe in Kirkes. I know he's young. I know he switches off, but what is he, 19? He's going to switch off. But he's passionate. He's enthusiastic. He's a talent, Kirkes. And you just got to accept that there are going to be blips in his performances. It's going to happen. He's not Adam Smith. He's not been around the block for 10, 15 years. Will Hughes on the left-hand side. 10 minutes to go. Is it going to finish 1-0? Is there another goal in this game? Will it be an equaliser? Can the Cherries get the second and come back to Bournemouth with 3 points? Neto will take a clean sheet, by the way. Absolutely will take a clean sheet. Let's have a look at the stats. Let's have a quick look. Crystal Palace definitely dominating percentage of possession right now. 60% possession to Crystal Palace, 40% to AFC Bournemouth. 12 shots in from Crystal Palace to the Cherries is 8. And we've had 3 or 4 weeks of intense shots on target. Tonight, only the 3. But sometimes you have to do it another way. And we are on the attack with Dom Solanke. Not where we want him. Quite wide. Here's Philip Billing inside the box, though. Looking for a pass. Back to Dom. Linking up well. Ryan Christie's here. Switch of play. Adam Smith feels like he wants to get involved. Dango Utara's cutting off the right. Tries to feed it through. Keep it simple, Dango. He's done that. Lewis Cook. Here we go again. Recycle. Out to Senesi. Good work here. And it's a corner kick, which Tavernier will probably take as Dom Solanke wins that one for the Cherries. And one uninteresting stat right now is the Cherries have had no shots in the second half. Maybe in a moment when we have this corner. But at the moment, Crystal Palace have had 5 shots in the second half and we've had zilch. And if you can help AFC Bournemouth Germany out, he's looking for a Hungarian jersey to add to his collection. 82 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock. Corner kick for the Cherries, trying to register a first shot in this second half. Whipped in, it wasn't Tavernier, it was Lewis Cook in the end, I think. It was a right footer, I know that much. But Palace break away. Now it's getting a little bit concerning. Enough bodies get back, though, to push Elise wide. Good defending by Kirkes. That might be a handball, though. It is from Dangu Utara. So from a corner kick, a counter-attack from Crystal Palace, and now they have an opportunity to whip the ball in from the right-hand side into the box. Yeah, it probably was a handball by Utara. His arm was out. And a booking. Maybe dissent. Potentially. Please do smash the like button if you're watching us on YouTube, as we are 7 minutes away from injury time. Smash the like button on YouTube. Do subscribe to the channel. And Elise lines up this free kick into the box. Headed on. Flicked on. Maybe by Lerma or Gahey. What it didn't do is trouble Neto. Comfortable. And that's another defensive situation that the Cherries have dealt with. Come on, lads. Come on. Luke wants another second goal. We need it. We need a second goal. I feel like there's another goal in this game. I've been saying it for 20 minutes. Ben saying it's only our lot singing. It's a library in the home end. It's a cold night in London. Respect to the Cherries fans that went tonight. And we are so close to 3 points. Intercepted there by Dom Solanke, but couldn't get under control. Will Hughes on the ball. Very, very good footballer. Crystal Palace going the wrong way. We're happy with that. Sam Johnson, the press has slowed a little bit, though, because Will Hughes had a pocket of space in between Dom Solanke in the midfield. Johnson went long, though. Kirkes deals with it. The game's not the prettiest at the moment. We are hanging in there. It's not quite Iriola ball. It's not quite Iriola ball, but it's doing what you've got to do in the moment. Sometimes you have to adapt. It can't be Iriola ball all the time. We're on the road. We're not at home. And if we adapt and if we get this over the line, this could be one of the biggest impressive 1-0 results. Lerma's gone off the pitch, by the way. He's just been substituted. Fulham look like they're 5-0 up at Craven Cottage. Is Cooper in trouble? Roy's in Scotland. He loved his day out at Dean Court in a 2-2 against Aston Villa. Now he's enjoying himself as the Cherries are edging towards a 3 points in London. So Barney has gone down under a challenge from Edouard. High arm. That is a high arm. Wow, that's a high arm. Look at that, please. That is a very high arm from Edouard. And our plays YouTube is very static at the moment. Break in play then. Let's have a look at that live table again and see some of the scores that we're talking about in the Premier League. So it's currently Brighton 2, Brentford 1, Crystal Palace 0, Bournemouth 1, Fulham 4, Nottingham Forest 0, Sheffield United 0, Liverpool 1, Aston Villa 0, Manchester City 0, Manchester United 1, Chelsea 1. Looking at the live Premier League table, Sheffield United will be bottom with 5 points. Plays back underway and it'll be a corner for the Cherries. Burnley have 7 points. Everton only played 14 so far with 7 points. Luton played 15 with 9 points. Nottingham Forest definitely losing at Craven Cottage will end the night on 13 points. We will finish on 16th. We wouldn't have scored enough goals to edge Crystal Palace out the way. but we'll be on the same points. And we will be on 16 points after 15 games. Interesting substitution coming your way right now. Our leader from the front, the bow and arrow, Dom Solanke, is leaving the pitch. And on comes Kiefer Moore. Please just give Kiefer some respect here. We wouldn't be here potentially without Kiefer. He's not in the highest point of his moment in his career at the moment. But what he does give you is an aerial threat. And we have a corner. Through Tavernier. Flicked on again. Not quite enough on it. One back by Ryan Christie. Well done. Senesi! Oh! Right under his feet. Had to dig it out. Probably didn't have enough power on it. Johnson didn't look interested. So it's probably further away than they thought it was. Christie done well to win it off Elise after Crystal Palace initially defended it. Johnson saw it all the way. So Nessie dug it out, but he's going for a brace, right? Here we go again. The pace of the game sped up, and that's because time is running out for Crystal Palace. They're going for the equaliser. We're potentially going for the game winner. Without doubt. That's going to run through to Neto. Now, Neto needs to take his time, and he is. Lessons need to be learnt throughout the season, and one of them is we are in 89 minutes. Coming right up. 1 minute of normal time left. This will be an impressive performance to see this out with a clean sheet. I know we're all in for the 3 and 4s and the lots of goals, but you've got to take these as well. Impressive defensive display. If you're a defender, you should be happy tonight. If you're a goalkeeper, you should be happy tonight. Long from Crystal Palace. Let's see how much is on the clock. We've had substitutions. We've had 1 goal in this game. We've had a few head injuries, but nothing too drastic. I want to see 4 minutes. Worst case scenario. Let's see. Let's see what goes on the clock. Will Hughes. Gahey, I think. To Will Hughes again. Goes wide. Crystal Palace. Got to throw everything at it now. They're at home. Empty seats in the stands. 5 goes up on the clock. 1 more than I ideally wanted. Crystal Palace on the attack. Jordan Ayew blocked by Adam Smith. Tavernier. Kiefer Moore. On your bike, Kiefer. Tavernier keeps it though. Back to Kirkes. Kirkes goes long. Kiefer's going to try and win it. He does win it. And he's going to put it in Tavernier. He's through. Oh, Johnson. Panicked. Had doubts. Tavernier's inside the box. Philip Bang. Give him more. Give him respect. Give him more. What a substitution from Andoni Iraola. Still the points for the Cherries. Tavernier assist. What a result. I said there was another goal in this game. Go wild in the chat. Bournemouth 2. Crystal Palace 0. The Palace fans are exiting the turnstiles and the concourse. Kiefer Moore battled hard. Tavernier just on, I think. Just on. It might go to VAR. It's on. Johnston doubted himself. Tavernier kept it alive. Billing just put it in a dangerous area. Might be a VAR for Kiefer Moore as well. He needed that. We needed that. Get in! Whoa! Get in! It's going to count. It has counted. I am buzzing for Kiefer Moore. So buzzing for him. Absolutely buzzing for him. Kiefer Moore. I'm going to come to the chat in a moment. Smash the like button. Hit the subscribe. 3 minutes of injury time left. Get in. Woo! I lost it. I lost it, guys. I lost it. 13 points from a possible 18. Andoni's got this spot on. We haven't gone gun-ho for the whole game. We played this so good and defended fantastically. Get in. Absolutely. I'm going to jump in the chat in a minute. Right, let's jump in the chat. Loads of messages coming through. Right, let's go for it. Where were we? Right, we went there. You said what can Kiefer do? Kiefer Moore. Great block from Adam Smith. Lee's buzzing. Not going to be the 3-1, Lee. But you'll take the 3 points. He scored. Believe it, baby. Mikey's loving it. It's just 3 points. Get in, says Carl. Ben's loving it. We want 3. We want 3. And Roy is in Scotland. Absolutely loving it. Great block from Adam Smith. What a battling performance. I've seen a 25 dip in my viewers. I don't know if there's 25 Crystal Palace fans in here. But the ones that really count, you're here, we're here. What a massive 3 points. Join us for Cherries in Focus tomorrow night. Now, there's going to be lots of discussion. Steve Hensman's at the game. Aaron Kay's at the game. Matt's going to be with us on Cherries in Focus. Andoni Iriola with one fitness coach and the rest of the backroom staff that's growing lovely. Your Tommy Elphick, your Sean Coopers, your Neil Moss, all believing in the process. And if we can build Andoni's team a little bit more, we could really go on to some superb levels. Game was there today. The game was here today. And a clean sheet for Neto. It's going to be a fantastic clean sheet for Neto. I've got 15 on the clock. Ball goes long from Crystal Palace. Elise's on the ball. Even if they score now, it's too late, but Neto won't be happy. It's a shot wide. The referee gives a goal kick. That should be it. And the travelling fans will be heading back home with a clean sheet, 2 more goals, and 3 Premier League points. Well done. Well done. Everyone, well done. Well done, Andoni. Tommy's next to him. Sean Cooper's the other side. Proud of those lads. He's smiling. Andoni's loving it. This is what it's all about, isn't it? It's a great performance. It's a job. We've done a job tonight. There goes the full-time whistle. Full-time whistle has gone at Selhurst Park. Roy Hodgson shakes the hand. Crystal Palace 0. AFC Bournemouth 2. Jeff Lerma doesn't look impressed. Senesi is happy. Kiefer Moore's going to be buzzing. Want some love for Kiefer Moore. Please give some love to Kiefer Moore. Because he has had a tough moment. His confidence is almost on the floor and he needed that. And Andoni trusted him to come into the game mainly to give us an aerial threat on and off the ball. Whew. Wow. Tell you what, we will. I'm going to grab a drink. We'll come back. We'll take a look at some of the stats. We'll take a look at some of the other scores. We'll take a look at the other fixtures coming up. Stay with us if you want to for about 10 or 15 more minutes. What I want to do is I want to know who your man of the match is. If you're watching this alongside the watch along, if you were watching the game, who's your man of the match? And what's your full-time thoughts? All right. Let's have a quick 5-minute break. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Let me just grab a drink and then we'll talk. We'll do a little mini review. Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us to do a mini review. If you are not a subscriber to Cherries Red Army, please do subscribe. Do hit the like button. If you've watched this back on replay and you've watched the whole 2 hours, put your comments below. Going to get to that. Crystal Palace 0, Bournemouth 2, 3 points for the Cherries. Look at the league table. Look at the other scores. Look at the games coming up for the Cherries. And what a big win. I said it at the start. This was a massive opportunity to get a Crystal Palace. We haven't beaten them at Selhurst Park since 2016. We hadn't even scored against them in the last 4 Premier League games. We scored twice tonight. It wasn't quite Iriola ball, but it was a job well done. What I do want to do right now is also take this opportunity to thank you lovely people who support the channel month in, month out, or anyone who donates. Thank you so much for getting behind Cherries Red Army, wherever you get behind us on the socials, on YouTube. Thank you so much. If you're a monthly member, thank you so much. You can support the channel or donate at buymeacoffee.com/cherriesredarmy. Details in the description below. At the end of this stream, you can pop into the description and you can donate. Just hit the like button though. You can hit the like button. Right, let's get stuck into it. Where are we going first? Let's look at the league table. Games are still going on in the Premier League, but let's look at match day 15, not 14. I've been saying 14 all night. 15. It's match day 15. It was Wolves 1, Burnley 0 last night. Luton 3, Arsenal 4. Tonight it's finished. Brighton 2, Brentford 1. Crystal Palace 0, Bournemouth 2. Fulham 5, Nottingham Forest 0. Sheffield United 0, Liverpool 2. Currently still playing at Villa Park. Aston Villa 0, Manchester City 0. And currently still playing at Old Trafford. Manchester United 1, Chelsea 1. Our next opponents at Old Trafford is Manchester United on Saturday. The league table, the league table that is now set in stone, apart from Everton currently on 14 games played, is Sheffield United on 5 points, Burnley 7 points, Everton 7, Luton on 9 points, Nottingham Forest on 13, Bournemouth on 16, and our opponents this evening, Crystal Palace on 16. So we took the 3 points and we climbed the table. Let's go into our game. Let's just have a quick look at the stats. On the Premier League website, you got Marcos Senesi with the first goal, assist from Sinisterra in the 25th minute, cross from Christie, flick on from the Sinisterra, and headed in by Senesi. And then another headed goal from Kiefer Moore in the 91st minute. Great substitution, brought Dom Solanke off, brought Kiefer Moore on. That was a moment he needed. We needed it, he needed it, everyone needed it. Crystal Palace did edge possession because we allowed them to have the ball in large spells, especially in that second half. Not as many shots as we normally have in our current form, but 4 shots on target, converted 50% of them into goals. And again, I thought on the ball, in the main, we were pretty good. There were moments where it got a little bit scrappy for both teams. Kirkes at times could have been a little bit more composed, but it's going to happen. You're on the road, you make split-second decisions, and sometimes it doesn't come off, but we didn't get punished this evening. Right, let's go into the chat and see what you are saying. Our Players YouTube is very happy. Lee Sibley, what a night. Big thanks. No worries. Thank you for joining me. I love doing it. Love spending time with you. Let's enjoy the moment. Great job as always. Up the cherries in all departments. Ben, not sure I can completely say your comment, but Ben says that Iriola heard his song, had a smile on his face. Maybe he's not into Estrella. That's basically what Ben's saying. Archie is saying, thought Smudge, Senesi, Sabani were brilliant, but it's got to go to Christie. The engine, the guy that never stops running. He's not a battery because he's constantly plugged in. Yeah, Christie was brilliant. I thought Smudge again was fantastic. So I think Smudge went under the radar against Aston Villa. There were so many good performances. And there have been so many good performances probably since Burnley. Scrap Man City. We were pretty decent in the cup as well. We lost out narrowly to Liverpool. We were brilliant at Bramall Lane. We were brilliant against Newcastle. And some players are just going to go under the radar because as a whole, we were fantastic. And we did that again tonight. Smith from the off. I mean, Smith had about 3 or 4 aerial dual wins against AU. And you could see that AU was just trying to go for cheap fouls and Smith wasn't having any of it. Smith used his professional career tonight and he's done a job. And he is carrying that fullback position, just like Kirk is at the moment because of injuries. Big, massive respect to Smudge. Senesi and Sabani, we spoke about it before the game started. Their partnership is building lovely. It does mean that the likes of Mepham are going to miss out. It does mean that Lloyd Kelly might have to play at left back. But they blend well. Senesi on the ball is better than Sabani. He gets us going. He plays intricate passes. Sabani is a battler. And he is so strong and so organised, and his thinking is improving. He's reading the game really well. Sabani was the man of match for me tonight. Doesn't feel right because we've scored 2 goals and won the game 2-0. Then again, we kept a clean sheet. So proud of Neto as well. But Sabani was right up there. But I can't argue against anything for Christie. He's been fantastic with Cook, Christie and Cook. Got to be honest, Zabs has it, I think. Ben's been swayed in the last 20 minutes and deserved to. I think Sinistera, good assist. Lewis Cook, Zabs, yeah, fantastic. Jean's absolutely loving it. Great performance. Mark Singleton's loving Senesi at the moment. Zabani class, he's my man of the match. Morgan thinks it was an excellent game. Great performance. Above Nottingham Forest now. Paul Mel, great to see you. Thank you very much. Fantastic result. We're near to having a decent points tally for this stage. So we are above 1 point a game now. 16 points after 15 games. We would have taken that, especially after, 7 games where we hadn't won, whatever it was. So we are in a perfect place. And as I said, if we get more wins and more points and we pull away and we really look in no danger of going down, it should become more fun. This year, and I said it the other night in a little review after Villa, that this is about growing, okay? This is about nurturing the backroom staff that's the old backroom staff, but under Iriola now. It's about trying to build Iriola's backroom staff in the next 6 months to a year for me. So can he bring in some of his own people and you have a nice blend? It's about the players understanding, and you can see they're getting it now. They're committed. They weren't committed at the start. Not 11 of them. Half of them were. Half of them were scared. They're committed now. They can see it. And it might have taken time to get the fitness levels up to do this, because for 3 years, as I've said previously, this team's been coached pragmatically. It's been asked to sit on the back foot and try and go and win football matches 1-0. Not all the time, but it's been asked to do that and play a counter-attacking game where we have to convert very highly. We're at the moment, not in this game, but we are creating lots of chances previously. Points tally for this stage of the season continue to put space between us and the bottom, and it should become more fun. And if we can do a little bit more business in January, we'll be absolutely fine. We're not going down, but we just want to get as close to 13th, 12th, and it'll be a successful season. Sabani for Luke Andrews had Edward in his pocket. Absolutely. Alan, thank you very much. Fans were brilliant. Andoni was brilliant, making changes. He got his substitution spot on. He has to think about Old Trafford as well. 55 minutes, 60 minutes on the clock. The game's a bit tight. Crystal Palace are picking up possession, but he's got to think about Saturday. I thought he got the substitutions perfect. He got Cliver and Semenyo off at the same time. And I was happy with it, with the Kiefer Moore for Dom. He did it a few games ago when it didn't go quite well. But the reason, I think it was Wolves, he brought Kiefer Moore on for the aerial threat, and we were down to 10 men. And people can understand why Kiefer Moore come on, but it was to deal with the aerial threat out of possession because we were on the back foot because we were down to 10 men. But tonight was about getting some chances in the box, and then if we are defending, you got that height with Kiefer Moore. So he got the changes spot on, absolutely spot on. Clean sheet, fantastic. Neto looks a new man. Look, he's a good goalkeeper, right? He's not an exceptional goalkeeper. He is probably the best goalkeeper. I think him and Travers are very, very similar in different ways, but I think their top levels are very similar. I don't think there's a lot in it. So clearly the confidence for Neto has come back through having that time out, whatever the reason was for it. He's come back in and he's definitely looking a new man. It was definitely our Boga team. Just get the job done. It was a job today, Sean. Absolutely. It wasn't complete Iriola ball. It was a job well done. And you've got to take them. It can't be Iriola ball all season. We want it as much as possible. We'll probably look to destroy most teams at home from here on in. And then we've got to do some, like Saturday, we'll come to it in a moment, but it might be a different fixture at Old Trafford, but we got a job well done tonight. Senesi was so good on the ball tonight, and agree Sabani man of the match. Yeah, totally. I think they both deserve it. If they cut the man of the match trophy in half, Senesi's possession since Newcastle, his ball playing attributes are out of this world. He's up there with our best passer of the ball right now from deep. So yeah, good. Ben, looks good performances tonight. Can we make December 100% month? Manchester Devils aren't all that. And interestingly, it probably doesn't count, but Iriola's up for manager of the month in November. Probably doesn't carry over, but if they take this into account, Iriola should be right up there. Buzzing for Kiefer Moore. I know that we sometimes look on this channel. We will criticize where we think it's fair to criticize. We don't take it past the line. We don't make it personal. We just criticize performances or where players have let themselves down. We did it to Lewis Cook. We said Lewis Cook let the team down against Wolves. But what did Lewis Cook do? He owned it. He accepted it. He apologized to the team. And since he's come back, he's been an absolute machine. He's been a monster. And all you can do is challenge players and then praise them. And I'm happy to do that. I said on the watch along for Wolves, on the vlog, sorry, I said Lewis Cook needs to own it. He did it. I'm happy. I can deal with that. You own it. I can deal with it. No rise. Thank you, AFC Bournemouth Germany, for joining us. Smash the like button. Really appreciate that. Got to go with Sabani for man of the match. Absolutely. George Carter, Iriola ball is beautiful. I think it was, I don't know, maybe you disagree with me. It felt about 60% Iriola ball. It felt like we just did an absolute performance on them tonight. Tactically, we got them done. Because without Eze, they literally leaned a lot on Elise, hoping that he could just score a worldie. I think he did it a few weeks ago against whatever team they were playing. I mean, they got a draw against West Ham the other day. But they're just leaning on players like Elise to drag them out and get points for them. And yeah, most likable manager since Eddie Howe. 100% agree. And Sean says, might seem strange, even before the game, I had a better feeling against United than Palace. Steve Hensman said that in a previous episode on Cherries in Focus, that he felt like we could get a Manchester United. We'll talk about them in a moment, but we will come back to that tomorrow night. So we'll do them by 3. I like it, yeah. Well, let's have a look then. Let's get the fixtures up for. Let's get the Bournemouth fixtures up and have a little look. This is a good website. 30 stats. This is good. So as you will see, these are the Bournemouth games. They haven't quite updated the Crystal Palace score yet, but what you will see is that the Cherries are unbeaten in 4. That's 4 wins from a possible 6. And it's 13 points from a possible 18. What a return. And now we head off to Old Trafford. And I think there's opportunities to get at them. We've also got Luton at home, Nottingham Forest away before we finish sort of the Christmas break on Boxing Day against Fulham. Looking at those next 5 games, 4 games, I would like 8 points minimum. I don't know if you agree with that. Let us know in the chat. I would like to take 8 points minimum, I think. 8 points minimum. So what does that mean for Manchester United on Saturday? Last season, when we come back from the World Cup, we very much played into the hands of Chelsea. We sat back and said, well, if you break us down, you've beaten us. And they broke us down. I can remember Chelsea being 1 or 2-0 at half-time, maybe 1-0. Mason Mount scored. And I can remember then we went to Old Trafford and we had a few chances. Jadon Anthony had a chance, made a save. But the game was gone. It was in that moment where we were just trying to hold teams. And that's not the Bournemouth way. It very rarely works. And this time round, where we did a job tonight against Crystal Palace, I think we go for it at Old Trafford. We got nothing to lose. Luton run them close. They're not well beaters. The media have been shut out from the club. And 50% potentially, they're saying 50% of the players are done with Eric Ten Hag. Go get at them. Because I tell you what their fans will do. They will put pressure on the team. Because the Manchester United fans will say, we should beat Bournemouth. All we have to do is turn up. So go get at them. Early doors, go get at them. We have got nothing to lose. I don't think it's a free hit. They're not Manchester City. They're not Liverpool at Anfield. They're not Arsenal at the Emirates. Go get at Manchester United at Old Trafford. Because I think we can get a draw there. And it could be a 2-2. Something like that. Didn't they beat Brentford late? Did it take 2 goals in injury time? Quick, in the chat, if you want to, How are you feeling about Saturday? We'll talk about it tomorrow night on Cherries in Focus. So tomorrow night we are live on YouTube again. If my voice stays with me, we'll be back here for Cherries in Focus, episode 21. Myself, Steve Hensman, who's travelling back from Selhurst Park as we speak. Same with Aaron Kay and Matt Davies will react to two fantastic results. 4 points from 6, Aston Villa 2-2, 2-0 against Crystal Palace. And we will touch, I'm sure, on Old Trafford on Saturday. But an absolute massive opportunity to get points. Still 1-1 at Old Trafford. Still 0-0 at Villa Park. I think we've wrapped it up. We've gone through the league table. I'll review a little bit more statistically to bring to the table tomorrow. We'll do score predictions tomorrow for Manchester United Bournemouth, but Cherries famous Cherries Red Army 3-1 Sean's going for already. So we'll see if that's the same tomorrow night. And Alan says tonight will hopefully be good for the mentality. We didn't bottle it at the end. Great weekend for Bournemouth. Great weekend. It's been a great couple of weeks. No worries. Absolutely fine. Thank you so much to anyone who's joined us, everyone who stuck with us, stuck with me for the last 2.5 hours. It's been a great game. It's been a great moment. It's a really good time to be a Bournemouth fan. Everything's clicking into place. Mikey's coming in, not nervous. Go for it. Absolutely go for it. It's a great moment to be a Bournemouth fan right now. I'm buzzing for Andoni Iraola. I'm buzzing for the team. I'm buzzing for the backroom staff. Buzzing for Senesi. And please, let's give him some respect for Kiefer Moore. This might be a struggle for him at this level, week in, week out, over 38 games. But he can score goals. He can do a job. Now, whether Kiefer Moore remains a Bournemouth player for 2 years, 3 years, probably highly unlikely. And we need to back the boys because we're in a great moment. Right. I think we're done for the night. Wherever you are in the world, thank you so much for joining us on this latest watch along. Do smash the like button. Do look after yourself. Come back tomorrow night for Cherries in Focus for another live stream. We'll relive it. We'll enjoy it. But until the next one, thank you so much. Come on, you Cherries. 2-0 to Bournemouth at Selhurst Park. Scored against Crystal Palace for the first time in 5 Premier League games. Beat them for the first time since 2016. And Andoni Iraola, Barmy Army. See you on the next one. Up, Ches.